三刀流奥義一大参戦大戦世界!
What is up, my bros? It's your boy TrueKROO on the Bugsman channel, bringing another action figure toy review. This time we're taking a look at the SH Figuarts Roronoa Zoro, the raid on Onigashima from One Piece. Now, as a fan of One Piece, this is one of my most anticipated figures of the year. After all, this is our second of the new One Piece line following Luffy. And he actually was a retail release in September of 2023. He also actually happened to come out in the US almost exactly a week after. And that's why my buddy Chad, shout out to him, Toku Photobizz, actually managed to find him at a store. So that's why I have him now in hand. Now, I gotta say this, I gotta be upfront. Because I have opened Zoro already, and I gotta say, while his sculpt is there, he unfortunately will be making my top 10, one of my top 10 most disappointing figures releases. Now, that's not to say he's a bad figure, it's just that there are certain parts of his engineering that I do not agree with. But as you can see, he is a retail release, like I said, so we got the windowed packaging. You can see Zoro up front here, you can see a little bit of tablegraph over here, a little bit of a detail over here with him with his bandana on. And then you can see all of his faces, including the one he comes with for Luffy, Roronoa Zoro, the Onigashima, One Piece look up there. Side here we've got a bunch of different Zoro faces on, including the bandana head and the shocked Luffy face, which goes along with the shocked Zoro face. So back here you got Zoro all in different poses, and you can see him there, the Santoryu style with the Wada Ichimonji in his mouth, Enma and the Sandai Kitetsu over there in his other hand, and Roronoa Zoro here on the side. Now we are going to go ahead and open him up, take a look at his accessories, articulation, and compare him with other figures in the Figuarts line and other domestic lines, as well as kind of go over what I was saying about the disappointing parts of him. So let's get into it. And here is Zoro out of the packaging, and like I said, he looks good. His sculpt is good. As you can see, he has the black robe over him. He still has the red sash that goes over, and his obviously green belly warmer right there. As you can see, all black. And of course on the side he has the sheaths for the three swords. So you have Enma up top here, the Sandai Kitetsu, and then you have the Wada Ichimonji. Now, you can see there, falls easy. Because the thing is with this robe, it is a softer plastic, but not as soft as I would like it to be. Like, because you know with Geats, his scarf, and characters like that, it's a little bit more malleable. Unfortunately, this is a pretty solid, it is malleable, but it is a solid piece, especially because of how he's designed. Another issue that I have with him when he's like this is because of the bandana swapping gimmick. So, one of his accessories that it comes with is a replaceable sleeve. Now, normally that would be cool, because yeah, you can just take off the bandana, switch it out with the bandana head, right here, and then have him, you know, be ready for battle. Thing is, though, is that even the slightest movement for me, this might just be my copy, though, like you just try to rotate it, or try to bend the elbow in any way, because he does have what is sculpted like a double jointed elbow, or at least a single jointed, I guess. If I move his arm a little bit too much, pops off way too easily. I love the Figuarts line. I gotta admit, though, that is probably the biggest bummer of it all. But another thing is that the way that his elbows is designed is that it's a ball joint that pops into the arm. See right here? I just pull them out easy because, but it's hinged like that. So you get him into a certain position with his arms, he gets stuck. So that's the unfortunate thing with Zoro. And also, of course, like I said, the robe. And, well, here's the big kicker. He can't kick. He really can't kick. That's a major issue with his design. And that's because, I'm going to pop this off because it's actually quite easy to pop him off. You remove the skirt piece, you can see that it's designed like this. One big hole in the middle, supposedly for movement, right? Around, but then you look at how his legs are constructed. He has this weird kind of like diaper thing, and you can actually see the screw holes where on the back of the legs where they close in. Because of that, though, he can't move his legs forward, or they pop off like that. Yeah, Zoro, I recommend if you guys want to at least get your One Piece collections all sorted out. But in terms of actual playability, he just doesn't have it. I've seen a lot of people in Japan, though, already modify him so that they can show off, or modify his hips so that he can actually move them better. Replace his little skirt piece here with a cloth one. I actually have one that I made, but I'm not going to show in the video yet because I'm trying to mold the buttons to go over it. I'm probably going to redo the sash too, so that way he can actually have that pose around too, because that's another thing. And that's, you just saw the other issue I have with this design. So for the sheets and the handles for the blades, they're all just one solid piece like this, right? Yeah, so for some reason my Enma's sheath and handle, this always pops off, and you have to put it in a specific order to get it to all fit back on. For some reason, this one always keeps popping off no matter what. That's just not cool. Because you have to put Enma in first, then the Kitetsu, and then Wada Ichimonji. You can actually put Wada Ichimonji by itself, I think, but because of how the sheets are designed, they all, or the handles, or the guards on the blades themselves, they stack up like that, so yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. But other than that, Zoro does look good. It's just he has those many flaws in articulation. So, as I mentioned though, you have the sheets, you have the blades right here. There's a peg system here, which is why I'm probably also going to remake the sash, because I don't really like how this goes, because this always gets stuck or jammed in the way. The bandana arm piece I just showed you guys I removed already. The bandana head, which is unfortunately his only head that can actually hold Wada Ichimonji in it. You can see the shape of the face, there's an open mouth face right here, doesn't match. So you can take Wada Ichimonji right here, which does have a little indent in the handle for his teeth. So you can have him like this way, or the standard other way that he usually has it, like right here. As you can see with the alternate face, it's not deep enough, so I can't hold it. That's unfortunate. He also comes with this smirking face. Rely on that. As well as his shocked face. Luffy's shocked face. And of course, some splayed open hands. His sword holding hands. And then as I showed, Wada Ichimonji, Enma, and the Sendai Kitetsu. Yeah, let's go ahead and compare him to other figures real quick. And here is Zoro with all of his swords right before we do the comparison, because this honestly is how he looks the best. Like I said, replacing this whole section, because as I was putting the sheath back in, Enma's sheath almost broke off of that little combo, because the sheaths are all put together. So that's why I'm not happy right now. But we'll go ahead and we'll compare him to other figures from the line. So here he is with other One Piece figures, or the other ones I have so far. So here he is next to the SH Figuarts Luffy, with I replaced his sash with the fabric one I made. So you can pose around with it. As expected, he is taller than Luffy. And here's Anime Heroes, or Bandai America's Anime Heroes Chopper. I hope they make a little SH Figuarts Chopper. And it fits in the scale quite well. I mean, this would be Chibi Chopper, but he is a bit chubbier because he is supposed to fit in with the American figures, but go ahead and look like that. But here he is next to another green multiple sword weapon, slashing weapon character. He's next to Kamen Rider Tycoon Ninja. And here he's next to Jada Toys Chun-Li, because I reviewed her recently. Or, well, you'll see her review, actually, after this. Twitter poll voted for Zoro first, so. go ahead and just skin. Here we have the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Dainigo, or number 2. Actually, go ahead and switch Chopper out. You know, green guys. Put Chopper in front of Luffy. And there goes Kaba. And just because he's a swordsman and a pirate, here is SH Figuarts Shinko Choseiho Captain Marvelous from Gokaiger. And because I'm going to have him beating up a bunch of these, here is the Line Collection Foot Ninja, and there goes Marvelous. I think it might just be my structure, or my, we're at my diorama right now. It's just not balanced for all of them, but yeah, so like I said, Zoro, really good looking figure. It's just that his engineering is his biggest downfall. Like I said, if you have Zoro, if you do get Zoro, definitely look into getting some third-party stuff to replace his sash and his skirt piece, because otherwise you're going to have a Zoro that you can't really move around and play with. But that is it for the review. I hope that you guys found this informative at least. And stay tuned for the pictures. So I will be taking pictures of Zoro. Like I said, I'm a toy photographer. I love to take pictures, so you will see some pictures of it, which hopefully highlight the fact how he looks good. It's just his articulation portion of it. So, but yeah, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So check out other videos on the channel. Like I said, at this point, Kamen Rider Dainigo and Chun-Li should both be up. And you can also expect after Zoro to be going... Actually, no. Chun-Li will be after Zoro. Sorry. Yeah, it just out of whack because of how it is with Zoro. But yeah, when you go ahead and take a look at that, you can also check out other videos, Tycoon, Nago. Pretty much a lot of my Kamen Rider stuff are still up. You can also check out our social media. You can find me at TrueKROOs on Twitter.com or X.com now. You can also find me at TrueKROOs at Blue Sky Social, I think that's what it's called. As well as Instagram. You can find me Reggie93, as well as Threads. And you can follow the show's Twitter, which is Bugs2Men, and as well as Gary's Sheepx93. So yeah, stay tuned for the photos, guys. And hopefully, if you guys love One Piece, you get Zoro and keep him like this. I'll see you in the photos. Bye. Okay, hold it. So I was absolutely upset with how Zoro came out, because when I was taking those photos that you guys just saw, Enma's scabbard completely broke off of the scabbard stack, or the sheath stack, you know. So I really wanted him to be better. So as you can see here, I made him a brand new sash and skirt piece. I also did some mods that I saw up on Twitter, or X.com. I'll go ahead and I'll link the person below. You may see the pictures pop up right now of what they did, which was basically a lot of cutting, so that way he'd be able to move his body parts around. But you can see Zoro here now with the new skirt and sash. So the sash itself was all fabric tape onto red fabric. So you can see here it just loops around him, and also has a loop just to hold the scabbards in place, the sheaths in place. And the skirt piece actually was all hand sewn, but the buttons, of course, were cut off of the original Zoro skirt piece. So see a lot more articulation, movement. I also did the hip mod, which was to cut that weird little diaper piece that they made for him. So now Zoro can actually get into various positions. And of course also did the shoulder mod, which was cutting, so now his arms can actually go in like this. And of course the sash piece, like I said, is fabric too. So now Zoro can get into actual poses, which is what makes me happy, which is what you're probably going to see in the rest of these photos in this video. So I had to add this little addendum. I did this all over the course after I did the initial recording. So I just want to make sure that we get that in order. So this arm still pops off a bit, so I will have to mod it a little bit more. But at least now I can get Zoro into kind of pose where he's two-handed his blades. See how that looks a lot better. Yeah. So, yeah. stay tuned for more photos now with his updated pieces. Right now.
三刀流奥義一大参戦大戦世界